Tilly Foster. Here are this week's headlining stories. First, Sandra Bullock's husband, Jesse James, has apologised to his family amid allegations that he had an affair. I'm guessing she hasn't been Miss Congeniality around the house this week.
What looks set to be one of the best years of Sandra Bullock's life is quickly turning into one of the worst. Less than 2 weeks after winning an Academy Award, Hollywood's new Best Actress pulled out of her British premiere. The cancellation came at the same time as claims about her husband's private life. Well, now the man at the centre of the allegations has spoken up. Jesse James has apologised to his wife and 3 children for the pain and embarrassment he has caused them. The motorbike enthusiast was plastered across US tabloids after a woman came forward stating she'd had an affair with him. He insists the vast majority of what's been reported is untrue, but takes full responsibility for the situation, which he says only came about because of his poor judgment. The 41-year-old married Sandra in 2005. Conspiracy theorists think they're yet another example of the dreaded Oscar curse. Countless stars who've scooped the film world's biggest prize have found their romances on the skids within a couple of years. From Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Philippe, Halle Berry and Eric Benet, to most recently Kate Winslet and Sam Mendes. It's unclear whether Sandy and Jesse are headed in that direction, as the Blindside star is keeping a dignified silence as the rumours and headlines continue.
Sandra Bullock has cancelled her visit to London next week, but that's probably for the best. We're still getting over this week's star-studded premiere. Even Robert Pattinson was shocked.
Forget Daniel Radcliffe, move over Zac Efron. When it comes to teen idols, Twilight star Robert Pattinson wipes the floor with them.
He's got a celebrity nickname, and so do his fans. The Twihards are obsessed with R-Patz. Some have even been waiting 32 hours for their fave poster boy. Now, that is pretty impressive.
If that needed translating, by the way, R-Patz, that's him, the Twihards, that's them, and Robsessed, that's what they are. And after 32 hours camping out in London's Leicester Square, the red carpet was rolled out and the star of the biggest vampire franchise around arrived. You'd be forgiven for thinking the huge turnout at this premiere was something to do with the Twilight films, but not this time. Rob's out to prove he's more than just vampire Edward Cullen, with new romantic drama Remember Me, the tale of 2 young lovers in New York.
What desserts do you have?
I have my dessert first.
What is that?
This is our appetizer.
That's why chicks dig you, man. They love this freaky poetic crap.
Pierce Brosnan and Chris Cooper also star, although the hordes of screaming girls on set during filming probably weren't for them. The huge numbers of fans are pretty much standard for R-Patz. Wherever he goes, they go.
I remember doing I did a Harry Potter film premiere here like 4 or 5 years ago. And this all happened, and then the next day I was walking through here again going to auditions and stuff, and it didn't make any difference. But now, I don't know what happened. I just sort of fell on a runaway train.
Emily de Ravin, who you might recognise as Claire from hit US TV series Lost, is the envy of Twihards everywhere. So for them, there really is only one question that needs answering.
Is he a good kisser?
Look, everything with him was just comfortable. You know, we'd really made a point of, you know, getting to know each other and getting to know our characters together and making sure everything just felt good before we went to set. So you're not like sort of at set and you're like, oh, okay, figuring it all out.
Was that a yes or a no? I'm not sure, but I do know 1 or 2 girls who would love to find out.
Next, Gaga is facing legal action, and it's not a breach of copyright complaint from Sue Pollard.
Not a great day for the Gaga, with news her former producer and ex-boyfriend is suing her for a hefty $30 million. Ouch. His reasons? Well, Rob Fazari claims he helped her get her record deal, wrote some of her biggest hits, and helped her come up with her fab stage name, but wasn't able to reap any of the benefits after they split. Rob began working with Grammy-winning Gaga in 2006, when she was known by her real name, Stefani Germanotta. According to his lawsuit, he spent months working with Steph, changing her style from rock to dance and turning her into the pop songstress we all love and adore today. And here's a bit of pop trivia for you. Apparently, Steph's name was in Rob's phone as Radio Gaga, like the Queen song. But his spell check converted radio to Lady, and Lady Gaga's stage name was Born. Now, Rob claims to have co-written some of Gaga's biggest hits, including Paparazzi, but says he's never received his share of the profits. There's been no word yet from Gaga herself, and her spokesman hasn't been available to comment.
Staying with music, well, Girls Aloud. First Cheryl, then Nadine, and now Sarah Harding has announced she's working on a solo album. I'm actually making an album at the moment. Just a few more photos and then it's all done.
If you're pining for another Girls Aloud album, then you might just have to wait a tiny bit longer. That's because this lady, Sarah Harding, has revealed she's the third member of the group to eye up a solo career. Miss Harding says she wants to step away from cheesy pop and is starting her album now. Apparently she's got some top producers lined up to help her with the material. So what route is she going to go down? A bit of Paramore-style emo? Perhaps some electronica like Goldfrapp? Who knows? But what does this mean for the future of the group? If one of them is constantly in the studio, then when are they all going to get back together? Cheryl has already proved the solo thing works with 3 top 10 hits, and Nadine is ready to come out all guns blazing with her new album. You'll notice that she's making more and more headlines at the moment as she prepares to unleash her debut single. As for the other two, Kimberly's getting into her TV presenting. She did bits on the X Factor, as well as the red carpet for the BAFTAs. And don't forget Nicola, her own makeup range for people with pale skin, and also a high-profile campaign to stop under-18s using sunbeds. Let's just hope the 5 don't stray too far apart for too long.
Next, Sarah's bandmate, Cheryl. After kicking Ashley Cole into touch, it looks like Sheza is starting to think about the next Mr. Tweedy. And great news, boys, she wants a fatty.
Now, gentlemen, listen up. I have good news. If you struggle at the gym, you like a few beers, and you prefer a juicy doner kebab to anything remotely healthy, because it seems that a certain Miss Cheryl Cole has had it with the six-pack. In a radio interview, when asked what sort of guy she'd eye up on the beach, she said the kind with Bermuda shorts and a pot belly. Yep, if you think Speedos and a toned stomach are the way to this girl's heart, then think again. She also revealed she likes nothing better than a night on the sofa with Coronation Street, and she'd love a role in the Sex and the City sequel. It's an understatement, but it's been a tough few weeks for Cheryl, and she was forced to lay low with bronchitis as well. But she's now getting ready for her first UK TV appearance since splitting up with husband Ashley. She'll perform her third solo single, Parachute, for the Sport Relief show. But dancer Derek, the guy she was spotted hanging out with in America after the breakup, won't be twirling and pirouetting with her. That gives hope for anybody with a belly to take his place.
Next, this week's big releases in Movie Buff.
My name is Steven, and I've always tried to be a real stand-up guy. I was a good father. Good night. A good Christian.
Amen.
Amen. And a great husband. But I have been living a lie for a long time.
You're what? You can probably guess the answer to that. Yes, Jim Carrey's character Steven realises he's gay after a car crash makes him reassess his life. On making this self-discovery, he decides to go all out and fully immerse himself in a new, extravagant lifestyle, which involves some serious fraud and prison.
When he first finds himself a little bit flamboyant, you know, at first. He wants to try it all, and then he kind of settles into the center, but his center is a little off-center, you know, but it's all for love. He's relentless about love, and that's what I really loved about the movie.
And he finds his love in jail. Ewan McGregor plays Philip Morris, and the two of them fall head over heels for each other, with Steven prepared to go to any lengths to build a perfect life for the two of them.
You are the sweetest, most gentle man I've ever known. I'm gonna take care of everything.
Now, as you'd expect from a Jim Carrey movie, he's totally manic and really throws himself into the character, quite literally. But as Ewan tells us, Jim isn't always the funny man.
He's very full of energy. He's also he's a very serious actor, you know. I think he shows us his comic side, and he is quick to perform for us and make us laugh. But when you're working with him, he's very serious as an actor, and works very hard to make the scenes work.
The plot of I Love You, Philip Morris is verging on bonkers. But what turns it from bonkers to brilliant is it's actually based on a true story.
Steven's in solitary confinement, and he's been there for quite some time. and 23 hours a day in complete lockdown.
I Love You, Philip Morris is touching, funny, and something totally new in the rom-com world. Probably the most unusual and out there film of the year so far. Robin Williams and John Travolta are old dogs. No, I'm not being rude. The two of them are starring in the new family movie Old Dogs, directed by Walt Becker.
Sure thing, guys. Whoa! Ow! Why did you do that? Sorry, my bad.
You're a monster! Robin and John play Dan and Charlie respectively. They're best buddies and business partners whose lives are turned upside down when Dan's ex-wife turns up to tell him he's the father of her 7-year-old twins.
I really don't know where to start, Dan.
Daddy! I have kids.
Twins.
And when she explains she's going to jail for a couple of weeks, as you do, he volunteers to look after the rotters, roping Charlie in to help out. And surprise, surprise, things don't go as smoothly as one would hope.
One of my little magic pills.
Watch out for sudden loss of depth perception.
I think I remember where they go.
Catch you later.
Now the question is, can you teach an old dog new tricks? John Travolta's first collaboration with director Walt Becker on Wild Hogs wasn't hugely popular, and it seems this family slapstick movie isn't faring much better amongst critics. But why don't you judge for yourself, as Old Dogs is out in cinemas now.
That's it. Have a great weekend. Get the latest online at youtube.com/The Showbiz 411. See ya.